I hear you. Yes.
Oh, yay! So good to see you.
So good to see you also. Is your sister also there? Is your sister also there?
Oh, no, she went to bed. She had a headache.
Ah, okay. Okay. It's okay with you if I put this stuff on YouTube afterwards, right?
Oh, totally.
Okay. I don't have to use your name if you don't want. I can also just say M and be done with that.
Oh, you could use Freddie. I don't mind.
Okay. Okay. So, what did you want to get out of this session, out of this lesson, class, whatever you want to call it?
Oh, just like whatever you have to say, you always have good wisdom, and I always want to hear it, and it makes changes in my life. So,
Oh, okay. Okay. And I don't know if the other person over here, I'm not going to say your name if you don't want it. I'll just call you C. If you have any questions, you can also write them down over here, and then I'll be able to answer them. You'll get more out of the class that way. But in any case, before we start, I'll just say a little bit about myself. My name is Ilana Michelson. I'm a advanced practitioner from Fast EFT. I've been certified by Robert G. Smith. I was in Abilitat, which is a drug rehabilitation center, working with the residents over there to release their addictions. I've also studied hypnotherapy. I've studied NLP. I've studied matrix reimprinting and many other modalities. I don't necessarily like to call myself by any specific modality. I usually just like to say that I help people release things that they don't want and create bliss in their life. And most of the people who have worked with me can pretty much attest to the fact that when they're finished with their sessions, they feel really good, which is what my aim is. I like to help people feel good. When they feel good, I feel good. And my aim is not just to make them feel good, it's also to make me feel good. I admit it fully. In any case, throughout the years, because I started out as a divorced mother to 6 children, and I had no job, and I was earning no money, and I had to figure out what was going on in my life and create the changes in my life that would allow me to live a normal life with my children. I've actually learned a lot about law of attraction. So law of attraction happens to deal a lot with the work that I do. And how does that happen? Because what we focus on is what we get in our life. So even if we say to ourselves, you know, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, all sorts of affirmations, I want this, I want that, I want that, I want that, what you're really focusing on is not what you want, but you're focusing on the lack of what you have. And because you're focusing on that lack of what you have, that's the stronger vibration that you're feeling over there. It's not the wanting, it's the lack of it. And so when you say, I'm doing all these affirmations and nothing's working, it's not because you're not doing the affirmations correctly. I mean, you're doing affirmations correctly, you're just doing the wrong affirmations correctly. You're affirming the things that you don't want correctly, and then you're getting more of those things that you don't want, and you don't understand why things aren't changing. So when I do my work with my people, one of the things that actually comes up is the fact that we go inside, we find out the reasons why you are holding things in the wrong way, and then we change it. And as you change it, everything around you changes as well. Now, very often you think that, how can you change what's going on with somebody else? It changes what you're doing. But the truth of the matter is that we are all connected vibrationally. And when we change something inside of ourselves, what we're actually doing is we're also changing what we see of ourselves and all the people around us and our whole surroundings. Now, when we no longer see that thing in that person, they have to react differently as well. They cannot react the same way because they were reacting in the certain way that would give them the reaction that they were looking for, but they're no longer getting that reaction. So they have to change what they're doing and then get a different reaction. Usually it will be a better reaction because what you're holding inside of yourself is better as well. You're seeing the good parts about them and not the bad things about them anymore. And as they change with you, they also start changing with other people because they're changing their whole habit in general as well. So when you do work on yourself, it doesn't only affect you, it affects everybody around you and everybody around them. It's like a ripple effect. Or have you ever read the book, The Butterfly Effect? Like the butterfly flaps its wings here and it's felt over there as well. That's exactly the ripple effect that we're talking about. So that's the first thing I like to say over here. Any questions?
Nope, sounds good.
Okay, so then people say to themselves, but I don't understand still, why am I not getting any of the things that I want? So if you're working with a practitioner like you work with me, then I can go in and ask the proper questions and find out what's going on. And then as you can attest, we go inside and we change those things. If on the other hand, you're working on yourself, what you should be doing is asking yourself, what are your limiting beliefs about those things that you actually want? So let's say you want to be really thin, but you don't believe that you can be thin because you ask yourself, what do you believe about being thin? Well, I don't believe I can be thin because I eat so much junk food. I don't believe I can be thin because my parents were fat, so I have to be fat too. I don't believe I can be thin because I'm so out of shape. I don't do exercise. All those limiting beliefs that you have are what's keeping you where you are. Now, let's say you want more money and you're not getting enough money. So what are your limiting beliefs about money? Well, many people have beliefs that you have to work really hard to earn a lot of money. They believe that money is evil. They believe that people who are rich are miserly. All those things that you believe are things that are holding you back from getting the things that you want. So what we do in the work that people do with me is we go into those limiting beliefs and we actually go and we change them. And Mary, you can attest to that, correct?
Absolutely. Oh my gosh.
And as you change those limiting beliefs, everything around you changes as well, because you're changing what you hold inside of you. So you change what you're putting the focus on. So you're changing what you're going to draw into your life. Now, the next problem that many people have is they say, I want to get a certain thing, but they give all the details of how they want to get it. Now, that's fine and it will work, but what you're doing is very often stepping in your own way, because if the universe or God, as I believe, were handling it, he or she or God would handle it in a much better fashion than I could ever think of doing it. And so when I provide all the details, I say, I want to get a better job and I want the job to be from 9 to 5 and I want to work on Mondays through Fridays. But I want to have off on Saturday and Sunday. While God would be saying, well, you could have a job where you work only one day a week and the rest of the week is all vacation time for you, or, whatever else God has in store for you. But once you provide all the details, you'll get those details, but you could be getting it in a much harder way. You might have to work much harder, which goes back to your belief that in order to earn money, I need to work hard. Or in order to lose weight, I need to limit what I eat. I need to do lots of exercise. I need to constantly be in, agitation as to making sure that I'm not eating too much and that I'm doing enough exercise and I'm doing enough this and I'm doing enough that. And there's no reason that you should have to do that. You could get it much easier if you just left all those details up to the universe, God, or whatever higher being that you believe in that is controlling not controlling, but that has the power to give you everything that you need, want, or desire, or ask for. Questions? Affirmations? Attesting?
I've lost 8 pounds so far since you've helped me, so that's amazing. And I haven't done anything.
Exactly. Right. Okay. Next thing that I want to talk about is vibration. Now, what exactly is vibration? Vibration, God or the universe has given us an internal guidance system, just like a GPS, which guides us in the best possible way to the best possible place. And that guidance system is our emotional system. So when we feel an emotion at any time of the day and we ask ourselves, is this a good emotion or is this a bad emotion? If it's a good emotion, if we're feeling good, it means we're in a high vibration. If it's not a good emotion, we're not feeling good, what it basically means is that we're in a low vibration, which means that if we're in a low vibration, we're going to meet with other things that are also in a low vibration. If we're in a high vibration, we're going to meet with other things that are in a high vibration. Now, what does that mean? Think about it if you're opening up a radio, and you tune it to a specific channel. The only channel that you can hear is that channel. You're not going to hear things that are in a different channel because it's on a different channel, different vibration, a different frequency. So when you are feeling good, you are generally going to meet with other things that are feeling good. You're going to draw to yourself things that are feeling good. You're going to draw to yourself the people that are feeling good, and that's just going to continually raise your vibration. While on the other hand, just like the old saying, misery loves company, if you're in a low vibration, I'll answer you just a moment about how you know what details to ask for. We'll get back to that. When you're on a low vibration, then you're going to draw to yourself the things that are in a low vibration as well. The other people who are complaining, the other people who are not feeling good, the other people who think that life sucks, the other people who believe that life is always going to serve them the raw end of the deal. So one of the ways to figure out how to get yourself onto a higher vibration is to basically think to yourself, what things make me feel good? Even if it means going on to a totally different subject. Now, let's say you can't go on a totally different subject. That subject is so strong, then go general with it. Don't go into the details. Whenever you go into the details of things, to the nitty gritty, it always gets you further and further stuck inside of it. When you go general, it feels much better. Now, just an example, if you start saying to yourself, well, I'm not earning enough money and I really want more money and I don't know how to get more money. And, the other day that I went to this job interview and they didn't want to take me. And then I went to different job. You're going into the nitty gritty, the details again, and you're going to get yourself further and further down. If you go much general and you say, well, lots of people were at one point in my place and managed to get themselves out, that already makes you feel better. And that's much more general. Once you go general and you're getting yourself into a good place, then you can start going into more details, like start mentioning the people who managed to get themselves out of that situation and go higher up and get further in the ladder and make more money. So the idea is to get out of the details of the bad place, go general, and once you're starting to get into a good place, then you can get into more details about the good place, because that's just going to raise your vibration higher and higher. And as you raise your vibration higher and higher, you're going to meet with other people who have a high vibration, and more good things are going to come into your life. Okay, so C asked, how do you know what details to ask for? What I would basically say is that if there's something that you really love to do, ask to be able to do that thing. But don't ask for, I want to do it 7 days a week, 18 hours a day, because that might kill you if you're doing it so much and so hard. Ask for the things that you want without going to too much detail about how you're going to get it, number one, and without going too much detail about the exact details of it. Now, sometimes you would say that when you want, how do you say, so you're looking for a partner, I would say to put in the details of the things that you want, but still in general, because sometimes you'll notice that when you ask for a specific attribute and then suddenly you get the attribute, you realize, well, maybe that's not exactly the attribute that I wanted. It's something a little bit more general that you wanted, and the universe would be able to give it to you in a better way that would fit what your needs are, as opposed to you giving the exact details and then finding out afterwards, well, no, actually, that's not what I wanted, which is also okay, because you're always changing what you want in any case. Life changes, you change, everything around you changes. And as you change, your desires also change. So it is normal to get something and then say, well, let's refine this a little bit more. I want a little bit more like this, a little bit more like that. But in general, when you don't go into the exact details, when you go to the general idea of what you want, obviously, if you say, I want $1,000 and you don't have any idea of what you really want to be doing, then just say, generally, what I want is $1,000. But let's say you love to take photographs, you love photography, then you could say, I would love to be able to get a job having to do with photography. Not necessarily any specific job, not a job with Vogue, with this magazine, that magazine, or something like that, but I would love a job that would give me that $1,000, that I would be able to do something having to do with photography. That's giving enough details for the universe to be able to fulfill your request without getting into the nitty gritty, which might make you spite your face because you're going to ask for something that's going to actually not be good for you. That answer your question? See? All right, I'm going to assume that it does since didn't get an answer over there. Any questions so far aside from that?
Sounds good.
Okay. Now, how do you know that you're in a high vibration? Basically, what I said before, look to how you're feeling. What is your emotional guidance system telling you? Am I feeling good? Am I not feeling good? Now, one of the things that I tend to do for myself when I'm doing this type of work on myself is that I check, do you know the difference between when you're going downstream and when you're going upstream? When you're going upstream, it feels like it's a constant struggle. It's like you constantly have to fight the waters, while when you're going downstream, you feel like you're going with the flow. Now, don't mistake that for working hard or not working hard, because there have been times when I have felt so much with the flow, but I was working really hard. The only difference is that it didn't feel like I was working hard. It felt like play because I was enjoying it so much. But someone from the outside would look at me and would say, she's working so hard. I can't believe how hard she's working. Like, why is she doing that to herself? But it doesn't feel like that to me. It feels like I'm playing. It feels like I'm enjoying what I'm doing. It feels like I'm loving it. And that's the sign for me that I'm going downstream. Now, very often I'll have some idea and I'll think to myself, this is the greatest idea. I have to start doing it. And then when I start doing it, I start feeling the struggle. I start feeling something over here is not working right. And the best thing for me to do then, even though I don't always do it, sometimes I just go head on in and I just keep trying to butt it open over and over and over again. The best thing that I do is when I think I'll go prepare something to eat. I think I'll go take a nap. I'll take a walk outside. And generally when I leave the subject and I go do something else, put my focus elsewhere, then it comes to me, or I'll say to myself, no, actually, I was wrong. This isn't the right direction I want to be going in. Let's wait for the next thing. Now, what I will often do, because your subconscious mind is programmed to give you all the answers to the questions that you ask, you just have to know how to ask the right questions, is before I go to sleep, I'll say, let's say I want to figure out how to get more clients. I'll give a message to my subconscious mind and I'll say, okay, how can I get more clients? Now, I won't ever ask, why am I not getting enough clients? Because then my subconscious mind will give me all the answers in the world as to why I'm not getting enough clients. But that's not what I want to hear. I want to hear how I can get more clients. And I'll give you a little example from my personal life. When I first started out with this work, and I really wasn't very sure about myself, and I started making YouTube videos, I never put my name to the YouTube video. People would ask me, oh, can I see your YouTube video? And I would say, well, you can try finding it. But I knew deep down they would never be able to find it because my name wasn't written over there. And one of the times when I asked myself before I went to sleep, how can I get more clients? At 2 a.m, I suddenly woke up and this big light bulb went up on top of my head. It was like, duh, if you put your name on the videos, people will be able to find you and then you'll get more clients. So I got up at 2 a.m. and I went and I started putting my name on all the videos, and lo and behold, more people came to me. It was amazing. Now, you might think that anyone could figure that out. But I had a limiting belief of myself at the time that who would want to listen to me? So I didn't put my name on, because if no one wanted to listen to me, why would I put my name on for them to be able to find me? And then once I was able to get over that, then I was able to put my name on it and I began attracting more clients to myself. Questions? Yep, that's how our ego works, correct. Okay, now one more thing that I want to say over here is that very often people, my mentor uses a different metaphor than I do, but I like this metaphor a little bit better. It resonates with me better. People go through life in the same way as if they're going on this big hike and they're carrying this enormous big pack on their back with all the things that they need, or all the things that they think that they need, basically. And then they start drinking all these energy drinks because they get tired out and they're like, oh, I have to drink more, I have to eat more, I have to get more energy. And they do all these things to get themselves to have more energy. But in effect, if they would just make their pack lighter, they wouldn't need all that extra energy drinks because they'd have more energy to begin with. They wouldn't be carrying this heavy pack that holds them back. So my mentor usually says it's like a jet engine with a big anchor that's holding it back. And people try to give it more fuel, but the anchor is holding the back so strong that no matter how much fuel you get, it's not going to move forward. And what we do over here is we take that anchor, we take that pack, all that extra baggage that you don't need, and we get rid of it. And once you get rid of that extra baggage, you can go flying forwards and get whatever you want in life. And that's the truth of the matter. You really can. I can attest to it from my own life. I think, Mary, you can attest from your life with the work that we've done so far, all the changes that you've seen.
Oh, I feel so much lighter. It's like so much less stress just carrying around all the time. Like you can just be in the moment instead of having that burden on you all the time.
Exactly. So that's exactly the burden of that big pack of all those extra things that you really don't need. You don't need them to go through on that hike. You don't need them to go through life. They just hold you back and hold you in place. And sometimes will even carry you backwards as opposed to letting you go forwards, which is where you want to go. So the work that I do is basically allowing you to reduce that baggage, let go of it, and change what you hold inside of you so that instead of carrying that big, heavy, blanket that weighs a ton, you're now carrying a little thin slate blanket that will keep you just as warm, even warmer, and allow you to go zooming forward, if you want to take the metaphor over to the very end. And I really highly recommend, whether you do it with me, whether you do it with somebody else, whether you do it on your own, but doing that inner work, letting go of those things that you hold inside of you that are holding you back, will allow that law of attraction to start moving forward. Now, we can do a little demonstration of something that will show you how easy it is to let go of this stuff once you start doing it. So what I'd like you all to do is think of something, not something really big, something that's, I don't know, if the scale from 0 to 10, we'll choose something between a 0 and a 5. And the reason why I say not to take something really big that's from a 0 to 10, because for two reasons. First of all, the subconscious mind, if you haven't done this work beforehand, has to get used to the idea and see that it works. And once it works, it will then apply to everything else as well. If it gets a feeling that it's not going to work, then it's almost as if it's doomed it, even though it really can work, but simply because the subconscious mind is not open to it. The other reason why is because if you pick something that's a 10, and which is what most people end up doing, so I'm giving you a warning again to choose something that's a light thing, it's going to be so, I'll have to get into all the nitty gritty, and I'm not sure you want to be doing that over here on the screen, and so you're not writing C. If you want to do it through writing, it doesn't work when you do, when you do it like that. You have to be fully involved in it, and sometimes it could take half an hour, sometimes it could take an hour, sometimes it could take 2 hours. That's just the way the subconscious mind works. I can't tell you in advance how long something's going to take. But if you pick something very light, something that just, maybe something small that bothered you yesterday or today, then you'll be able to let go of it much faster, and you'll just get the feeling of how it works. So we'll do 2 small examples. First example we're going to do is with tapping. And what I want you to do is I want you to all think of something that doesn't make you feel so good, something that happened to you recently in the past 1 day, 2 days, 3 days ago, doesn't make a difference, but something that bothers you on a level from 0 to 3, 0 to 5. Can you think of something like that? M, Mary, C?
Got it.
Okay, I want you to notice where you feel it inside your body. Okay, just give me a yes when you got it. Okay, and I want you to give it a color. Notice it has any color attached to it. What's the color attached to it? Just notice, you don't have to tell me. And I want you to notice how strong it is. Remember, between 0 to 5. And then what I want you to do is the more more active you are over here, the more absorbed you are, the more you're going to get out of it. No one can see you. It's okay. Just take it out of your body, put it on this big shelf that's right in front of you, and then push the shelf to the side. Okay? That's setting our intention. We know what we want to work on. We've set the intention, and then we can push it aside. We've already given the message to the subconscious mind. And now what I want you to do is I want you to go to a good place, a place where you feel really, really, really good, really, utterly, totally safe. It can be someplace from the past, it can be someplace from the future, it can be someplace imaginary, someplace from a book, someplace from a movie, someplace from the present. It doesn't make a difference. The only important thing here is when you go there in your mind, you feel utterly, totally, and completely safe. Think a place like that? See? Can you think of a place like that too? Okay. And now what I want you to notice is that as you're thinking about that good thing, there's a certain place in your body where the feeling begins. Go ahead and point to that place inside your body. And then notice it has a color to it. Just notice what the color is. And then pull it out from you. Okay, as I said, you have to use your imagination over here, and the more imagination you can apply, the better results you're going to get, because your subconscious mind does not know the difference between what's real and what's imaginary. So go ahead and just pull it out, literally pull it out so you got it all, and don't throw it out, just hold it in front of you. And then once you got it out, okay, just give me a yes when you got it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Notice what color it is now, and notice it has a spin to it. Notice which way it's spinning. And then take it by the two sides and spin it faster and make it stronger in color in that same way that it was before. Just stronger and faster, and doubling the speed, doubling the amplitude, doubling the magnitude, doubling the frequency. Keep doubling it over and over again till it can never go back to the way it was before. It can only get better and better the way it is now. And when you got it, put it in front of you and step right inside the middle of it. Okay, imaginary again, and feel it swirling around, creating this big force field all around you. And when you got that force field, put your hands out just to feel it, to know that it's there. Okay? Just feel it all around. Everyone got that?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Now I want you to just take a look at that thing that you put on the shelf, that thing over there. Think about it. And imagine a tree in front of you. What would happen to that imaginary tree if I stuck my hand in and I pulled it out by its roots?
And then the butterflies would fly away.
That's right. Turn to beautiful butterflies and fly away. Okay, now watch what I do as I do, and say as I say. Letting go of all fears.
Letting go of all fears.
Letting go of all sadnesses.
Letting go of all sadness.
Letting go of all emotional traumas.
Letting go of all emotional trauma.
Letting go of the helplessness.
Letting go of the helplessness.
Letting go of the hopelessness.
Letting go of the hopelessness.
Letting go of the no control.
Letting go of the no control.
Letting go of the trapped feelings.
Letting go of the trapped feelings.
Letting go of the guilt.
Letting go of the guilt.
The shame.
The shame.
The blame.
The blame.
The overwhelm.
The overwhelm.
Letting go of the frustrations.
Letting go of the frustration.
Letting go of the conflicts.
Letting go of the conflicts.
Wanting to let go of it.
Wanting to let go of it.
Afraid to let go of it.
Ready to let go of it.
Letting go of the lack of love.
Letting go of the lack of love.
Letting go of the lack of recognition.
Letting go of the lack of recognition.
Letting it all go.
Letting it all go.
Whatever it means.
Whatever it means.
Whatever it represents.
Whatever it represents.
All the sensations.
All the sensations.
The colors.
All the colors.
The images.
Images.
Everything else.
Everything.
Just let it go.
Just let it go.
Safe, let it go.
Safe, let it go.
Time to let it go.
Time to let it go.
Time to heal.
Time to heal.
It's safe to be safe.
Safe to be safe.
Now grab your wrist, breathe in, blow out. Put out your hands, touch the force field, that safety, that good feeling, and say peace. Okay, go back into the bad feeling, see what's changed over there. What's different? What's your number now? When it was up to a 5.
That's 0.
Hmm?
It was a 3, now it's a 0.
Okay, that's a 0 and you got a 1. Okay, so we'll do one more round, and this will be of the other type so that you have a demonstration of both sides. I want you to feel where you feel that 1. Okay, point to it where you feel it. Notice it has a color to it. And then pull it out. Pull it all out, whatever's left of there. Get it all out. Every last drop of it, don't let any of it stay behind. When you got it all, hold that in front of your face. With your mind's eye, take a look. Notice what color it is now. Notice which way it's spinning. And this time, take it by the 2 sides. Make it be the opposite of what it was in every possible way. Spinning it faster and faster. Doubling the speed, doubling the amplitude, doubling the magnitude, doubling the frequency. Keep doubling it over and over again till you know it can never go back to ways before. Going to get better ways now. When you got it for all the right reasons, slam it right back in. Shocking your system as you do it. Any sensations, any feelings you might be feeling are your body's way of letting go of the old, allowing the new. Don't try to stop it. Don't try to change it. Just let your body process through it. Just like a computer sheds its old programs when it gets rid of the new when it takes on a new program, just like a snake sheds its old skin when it takes on a new skin. Let your body shed any of the old programs that support that old program that you just got rid of, and allow in only the new programs that support the new program that you've just instilled inside your body and inside your neurology. And when you know you got it for all the right reasons, try to bring it back and see what happens instead. See, has it gone down from a 1? Good. What about you, Mary?
Yep, they're smiling.
Okay, good. So this is basically 2 of one of my main techniques, but I have many variations in those techniques that I use, and they all help to reduce the baggage that you're carrying on you that hold you back from reaching where you want to get to. Any questions? Mary, see?
No, it works.
Okay, 2 things I'd like to tell you. If you go onto my site, which is www.optiontoheal.com, and sign up for my free newsletter, you can also get a free Fast EFT coaching call, which I did a while back. And basically, it's questions that people have asked about Fast EFT and the basics Fast EFT. Fast EFT is the tapping that we did beforehand. And aside from that, I like to offer anyone who is over here on this coaching call over here, if you want to do sessions with me, even though usually it costs $150 per session, if you're here and you'd like to get more sessions, you can get it at $57 a session, an hour. And basically the way that I work is you buy a package deal, we do it by minutes, so that sometimes it might be an hour and a half, sometimes it might be 30 minutes, depends on what we're working on at the time. I'll never leave you open in a bad place. I will always, always close you up and let you feel good at the end of the session, because that makes me feel good at the end of the session. If you do it by hour, then if it comes out to an extra 15, 20 minutes, I don't charge you extra. But at the same point time, if it comes out to, be 45 minutes instead of an hour, I won't necessarily give you back that extra 15 minutes. That's just the way that I work. So hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed it. And any questions? This is your chance. Well, you can also, call me up personally, and then I can also answer questions. That's also okay. But for right now, that's the chance. Okay, so wherever you are, have a good evening, have a good day, have a good afternoon. For me, it's morning, so I'll have a good day. And Mary, I know for you it's nighttime, so have a good evening, have a good night.
Thank you. Love you.
You too, and I'll see you Thursday.
Okay, yay. Bye.
Bye bye. Okay, you can contact me at Ilana Michelson at gmail.com. I'm in Israel, so my number is 97253 340350. Missed out on the Ilana Michelson. I missed out, not you, but you didn't get it properly. There you go. Okay. Don't forget, if you like this video, leave a like down below, subscribe to my channel, or subscribe to my newsletter. The address is right down below over there. Have a great week.